this time, I'd like to call to order the regular monthly meeting of the South Union Township Board of Supervisors. Please stand for opening prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Afternoon.
On the roll call, Mr. Schiffbauer,
Present.
Mr. Vernon,
Here.
Mr. Scott here. Number 5, Roadmaster Report, Mr. Vernon.
So thank you, Mr. Scott. For the month of May, the following comments are from our Roadmaster's report. We put up signs, watch children's signs at Suncrest Lane. We replaced a sign in a pole at the intersection of Doyle on Tuesday Alley. It was knocked over by a vehicle. We repaired a 35-mile-an-hour sign on Duck Hollow Road that was knocked over, and we put 2 watch children's signs up in Cross Creek. After talking to the people in charge of Cross Creek, they advised us to put them there. If there's any problem, let us know. Also, we put up the American flags in Hawkwood for our Pike Festival. We hauled compost 13 days in the month of May. We had our tractor out in the township 9 days. We had the sweeper truck out 4 days. Worked at the ball field backstop with Mr. Scott 7 days. The dog park's also been involved in. We worked on that 6 days. We weed-whacked around the guardrails throughout the township. Cut down a dead tree on Farm Road that was afraid it was going to fall down and hurt someone. We put a new catch basin on Buttermilk Lane and one on Coddington Place over by Cinder Road. We cleaned out drains throughout the township. We patched and milled the following places: Hartford Park Walkway, the Old Furnace Road, Church Street, a lot of repair work on Gun Club Road, Hutchinson Gun Club, Albion Street, Lombard Street, Lakeview Alley, Garner Street, Dayland Way, Lebanon Avenue, Dove Drive, Matthew Drive, by intersection with down bottom of Route 40, Wiggins Lane, Patricia Drive, and Farm Road. We cleaned and worked on the Sheepskin Trail daily. We replaced damaged guardrails on Dixon and Clover, and also on Matthew Drive. Eventually going into targets, there were 2 DUI problems there, so we hope to get them replaced with their insurance companies. Well, we swept Route 40 in Hopwood for the Pikes Day Festival, and we want to thank the Hopwood villagers for a job well done for putting the parade together and all the festivities together. It's a big success. We want to thank you personally for that. Also, one comment to make before I can stop on this. I'd also like to thank my fellow partner here, Mr. Scott, on his recent election, winning the Democrat and Republican nomination for supervisor for another 6-year term. Mr. Scott, congratulations.
Thank you.
That concludes my Roadmaster's report for the month of May.
Mr. Schiffbauer, do you have anything to add?
I have nothing further.
Number 6, the Sewage Department report. I'll handle that. State Pipe has completed televising the lines that enter the Route 21 pump station. The official report has not been sent to us yet, but the main lines appear to be in good condition, all intact. McClure and Wolf has completed the field work for the 2018 financial audit of the Sewage Department. They will be completed the 1st of July. I should have an update next month on that. It should be complete. The City of Uniontown is continuing their work on the Country Club Boulevard line replacement. I'll let Mr. Over comment on that at the end. That's a line going through our township, but it's the City of Uniontown that's replacing it. I was told that the street is supposed to be paved by July 1st. I've gotten a lot of calls and complaints, which are warranted because it's in terrible condition. So I'm hoping by July 1st that that's repaved and restored. There was an issue with pump number 2 at the Route 21 pump station. Currently have RJMC Incorporated on site to check that out. Manholes were located for the greater Uniontown Joint Sewage Authority. Mr. Over will comment on that also. We're going to install flow monitoring to try to figure out what's going on with our trunk lines. All our sewage goes to the Joint Authority down by 84 Lumber, and we've been having some issues, so we're trying to figure out what the flow is going to be. Hopefully this will tell us. We did have a Turnberry sewage plan module turned in by Slater Engineering. It's being reviewed by Eads Group. And they're also reviewing the West Virginia Medical located in Mount Macrina. This is North Union, but the sewage will come into South Union. That's why we're involved. In other matters, Tales on the Trail Dog Park, we were working on it again today. It's near completion. We're probably going to have a grand opening by the end of the month, so I will be notifying on Facebook and on our website. I wanted to give credit to Lowe's Home Improvement. When we started this project, we reached out to a lot of the local lumber yards and stuff like that, and Lowe's stepped up, really came through. I mean, I'm talking thousands of dollars in stuff that they've donated. They also sent 5 people out on Monday or Tuesday, I believe, Monday, and they planted the trees that they donated. They mulched. I mean, they really came through for us. So I just want to give a credit to Denny Hilton and Jim Powell. They're both managers up at Lowe's, and Denny was actually on site. Him and his wife volunteered today to help with the dog park. So we're really excited. They donated agility equipment for the dog park. It's going to be really nice. I mean, when we first had the vision of it, we were just thinking a fenced-in area with a couple tires for the dogs to run through. And we now have we're going to have water fountains for the dogs. We're also going to have a fire hydrant that sprays water out for the dogs to run through. A whole agility set, like a swing set, more or less, for dogs. So it's going to be really nice once it's complete. And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard anything else. It's the only one in the area. So I've been getting a lot of hits on Facebook wanting to know when it's opening. We put the fence up and then we had to lock the gates, so people were kind of discouraged. But I assure you, by July 1st, we'll have a grand opening, and it'll be free for everyone to use. Also, one other thing we have coming up, we also are going to put in a 10-bike ride and return system on the Sheepskin Trail. And what this would be, I don't know if you've ever seen them in other areas, but it's a ride and return system. So there'll be 5 bicycles in a rack down the dog trail. And you'll be able to get on your smartphone with an app. It'll give you a code to unlock the bike. You ride for the day wherever you want to ride the bike, and you return the bike. We're going to have one rack down at the Tales on the Trail. We're also going to have another one up at Hutchinson Park. So I think it's going to be a nice ad. And that's actually going to be funded. I'm not allowed to announce yet, but it's not going to cost the taxpayers anything. It's actually going to be funded by a local company. But I should be able to announce next month. They want the funding to come through first. They don't want me to announce it and it doesn't come through. But we're pretty excited about that. And we also have one other thing that we're putting a comfort station, is what it's called, but it's bathrooms, a vending area, and like a little picnic area up at Meadowbrook Park, and that was funded through our community block grant money. So we'll be bidding that out probably by August, if not July. So we have a lot going on. Just excited to get the dog park going. I never imagined it would be this popular, but it's definitely on the people's radar. So I'm excited to get it open. That completes my sewage / other thing report. Anything else?
I'd just like to, before we move on to the next item, I would like to give Jason a good shout out for all of his work and involvement with the dog park. I know he put a lot of hours in there, and it's something that I think that we're going to see that the community wants and needs. And also I'd like to give some recognition to Maxine and Courtney. They work over at the sewage office for us, township employees, and they've been helping out. And in regards to Lowe's, they certainly are, and they've proven how community-minded they are with the assistance here with the park. And also, they give 10% discount to veterans. So we're glad to have them part of our community, and we're certainly looking forward to the grand opening of the dog park. It's another great addition to our township.
Thank you. Number 7, code enforcement report. Mr. Vernon.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Report for the month of May for the code enforcement, as I always mention every month. We have one full-time officer working 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. We have a part-time officer also helps him out. We also have 2 part-time officers working the evenings and on weekends. For the month of May, we had 15 letters sent out for property repairs. We had 1 for a junk vehicle. We had 2 for dog complaints. Burning complaints, we only had 1. Don't remember, we only burn on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It must be a controlled blaze, which means someone has to be there during the burnings time. High grass and weeds, we had 20, and everybody complied, took care of the problems. Anything over 10 inches, we have to send you out a letter first. Then we have to either cite you or else have an outside company cut the grass and then bill you for it. Quad complaints, we had 3. They were over in Big Brownfield. Delinquent garbage accounts, we only had 3 this time. Again, we have our garbage collection they have to pick it up, our collector, if you pay the bill or not. But then if you goes to $100, we have to cite you or give you a warning letter first, and cite you. So we only had 3, which isn't bad for South Union Township. Parking complaints, we had 1. Citations issued total by our officers was 22. We had tickets given out. The handicap was 46. Failing was 23. A total of 69. And travel throughout the township, our full-time officer traveled 868 miles. Our part-time officers on the day traveled 348 miles, and our rest of them traveled 2,020 miles throughout the township, trying to enforce our code and be the eyes for the state police. That concludes my report for the code enforcement. Do you gentlemen have anything else you want to add?
I have nothing, Mr. Shipwright.
No, nothing.
Number 8, motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of last month's meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second Mr. Schiffbauer's motion.
Motion and proper second on the roll call. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Scott, yes. Motion carries. Number 9, comments on the agenda items. Does anyone have any comments on the agenda items?
I have one comment.
Come on up here and address.
Okay,
On our agenda,
On the agenda items?
Some
Yes.
comments.
you made a comment about the fire plugs being weed whacked. I think there's one on our driveway up that way going up to the highway that needs
we don't have
weed
any
whacked.
fire
Fire
plugs.
plugs.
Guardrails, we take
Did
care
you
of the
not
guardrails.
mention the fire plugs?
I don't believe.
No, guardrails, we take care of.
That's not on the agenda. No comments on the agenda items?
With all the citations, these officers write up, what's most
The citations,
69.
they were
He
being
lists
for
them.
garbage and for high
Most of
grass.
them are high grass.
re-
20 of them were high
repairs,
grass.
Yeah,
Most of them are taken care of though by the time.
they're minor, they're nothing serious.
The citations are handicap parking is most of the violations.
Yeah, if they don't pay the bill, pay the ticket, then we have to make a citation out.
If you got a complaint about somebody's cut or something that's out almost in the, out in the roadway, it's gonna cause an accident. You guys-
Contact us.
You call us, yeah, give us a call.
Call the township.
Nothing else, Jason? Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if this is the correct time. You mentioned weed whacking.
Okay.
Walking along Brownfield Lane, someone took care of the weeds along the ground, but right along the side by the guardrails, the weeds hang over the guardrails and it really distracts the view.
Yeah, I know. Someone had called in. I actually went over there the other day with my guys. We're gonna take care of
Because
it.
weeds are not
I mean,
just
it's
one
actually-
little hand to a person, it just
Where's
doesn't.
it at?
The property actually belongs to the, you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Chip, but on Fayette Properties, the houses in Cross Creek own to Brownfield Road. There's
Not
no,
to the asphalt. The
Right.
tile goes up the stream. In some cases, it's right in the bed of the stream,
oh, okay.
not necessarily.
We do the guardrails
I
on
could
Brownfield
say
Road.
correct,
I just
yeah.
had the guys do that last
That's
week.
probably part of
This
the
week.
remainder of
When we
the
pin-
bypass.
It goes in.
Yeah,
what
we
it is.
pinned the lots.
But we took care of it last year. We sent crews over and we cut, remember when they cut all the big trees across the top?
If you
It
could
just,
send them again.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the weeds grow now. We took the big trees out, but now the weeds, but we're gonna take care of
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's on our agenda to take care of it. It's on it.
Okay.
Number 10, state police crime statistics update.
Yes, I'd just like to bring this up. At least twice a year, we meet with the commander of the local state police barracks, and we talk about naturally various policing issues in the township. We go over the crime statistics, and Lieutenant Dallin, he provided us with the latest report. It's for a 4-month period from January 1 through May 1st of this year. And I'm not going to go over the various categories, but one thing that we evaluate, and we have for many years, is the serious types of crime here in the township. I think that is to be watched and monitored in the possibility of we're starting to have increased a strong wave of crime. So we monitor the serious crimes, and I can assure you here, just in this latest report here, actually comparing these statistics, the latest statistics, with the statistics that we've compiled for at least 30, 35 years. We've been doing this here at the township using the state police reports. And in some of the categories here, the crime is considerably down over the past. And as I said, we watch this, we monitor it, and we'll continue to do so. And then, you know, if our statistics start to change and we've seen an increase, then the board of supervisors will consider different types of action that we may want to take as to alternative policing methods. We did a number of years ago conducted a public safety task force. That's where a group of citizens in this township, along with the leadership of the board of supervisors, we look very closely into what type of system we should have here in the township as far as policing. And to make a long story short, we did look at all types of our own police department, regional police forcing, contracting with other police departments, and with what we've always had as state police. And in the end, we come to the conclusion that the state police have been providing police protection for the residents here in townships quite adequately, and we should continue on that same course. And considering the latest statistics here, they're doing a great job, and they're a very well qualified body of police force here to have serving the residents of the township. So that is all I have for the report on the statistics.
Thank you. I think Lieutenant Dowling's going to attend the meeting
In the
next
future.
month, or in the future. He usually comes once a year.
We'll give a notice out.
Yeah. Number 11, announce Fayette County Harder Recycle event on June 8th at the Fairchance Borough. Item accepted are for a small fee or large appliances, small appliances, tires, and scrap metal. Items accepted free of charge are computers, printers, and TVs. You're only allowed 2 TVs per car, but this is a nice event. But I also have another event next that I'll announce. But this is going to be on June 8th at the Fairchance Borough. It's $2 for large appliances. They'll take tires on rims, but they're $3. Scrap metal, they pretty much accept anything except fluids. But this other recycling event that they have once a year, they accept fluids. But do you have anything to add to that on the Hard to Recycle? It's also, there's a copy on our Facebook page and on our SouthUnionTWP.com. We have both of these on there. But the second one is to announce the Fayette County disposal of common household chemicals. This is one we get a call at the township all the time about paints, motor oil, batteries, stuff like that. So Saturday, June 22nd from 9 to 1, they're going to take all this stuff, and like I said, this is all listed on our website. It's a nice event. It's very reasonable, $3 per gallon to get rid of, anything you have in your house that you'd like to get rid of that's not being used. So try to take advantage of it. And once again, Facebook or our website, everything's listed on there. Do you have anything to add? Number 13 is comments from the public. Anybody has any comments at all?
I just have a question on number 11. What's the time that's available, and where in the borough is it?
It's at the borough building.
Mm-hmm.
It does not, let me see here. Oh yeah, it does, 9 to 2.
9 to 2?
They have this event every month. It's just at a different place, but it's 9 to 2. This one at the fairgrounds is only once a year with the chemicals. But yeah, it's 9 to 2. Sorry about that.
First off, I'd like to apologize for my outburst.
That's okay.
Second of all, I believe it was advertised in our area as a meeting for our people, not a township meeting. My apologies again.
It's okay. Anything else? Comments? Number 14, the financial statement. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Our financial report is the following. General fund checking account, we have $323,132.82. Our general fund investment account, we have $289,918.71. Our payroll fund, we have $7,017.46. Our state fund, we have $441,125.66. Our hydrant fund, we have $13,831.55. Our athletic fund, we have $23,767.98. Our North Union and South Union Government Board Fund is $23,547.97. Our recycle fund is $81,854.91. And our tails on the trail fund is $4,200.22. For a total for our road department is $1,208,397.28. And our sewage fund, we have a total in the sewage department of $2,698,219.65 for a total grant from both road department and sewage is $3,906,616.93. That concludes my financial statement.
Thank you. If there's no corrections, move on. Mr. Secretary, the chair entertain a motion to pay the current bills.
Yes, I'm glad to make that motion to pay the current bills as follows. From the North Union, South Union Intergovernmental Board Fund, $11,204. Recycling Fund, $2,636. State Fund, $9,890.65. Sewage Fund, $248,877.85. Tails on the Trails Fund, $3,664.44. The Hydrant Fund, $1,743.16. Athletic Fund, $5,841.38. And from the General Fund, $312,394.72.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second Mr. Schiffbauer's motion.
A motion, proper second on a roll call. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
Mr. Scott? Yes. Motion carries. Mr. Engineer?
So, first item, as Mr. Scott mentioned, there's a project on Country Club Boulevard that is in the final phases of construction. The sanitary sewer line was replaced down the middle of Country Club Boulevard. It was a separation project. The final phase is the installation of the stormwater system on the upper part of Country Club Boulevard. The current schedule, weather permitting, would basically have the road completed and repaved by July 1st, so 3 weeks. And actually, if weather permits, it'll probably be done before then. The second project I'm reporting on is a project that's being undertaken by the Greater Uniontown Joint Sewage Authority, which is basically the sewage authority that operates the plant for all three entities. The Sewage Authority is undertaking a flow monitoring report or study that basically is going to monitor the flow at 24 locations throughout the system that breaks down the flow entering the main interceptors so that we can determine where basically what's called I&I, infiltration and inflow into the system, that's not sanitary sewage flow. Okay, this is actually flow that's coming from stormwater or some other source other than sanitary. What happens is when we get too much I&I in the system, then you get a hydraulic overload at the plant, which basically limits the ability for further development throughout the system, or it could cause a costly expansion of the plant. So we're basically just trying to determine and isolate where a majority of the I&I is coming from within the system. That study the hydraulic portion or the flow monitoring portion of the study will occur over the next 3 or 4 months, and then a report will be combined at the end of that study. So, and that should basically be a good planning tool to hand back to all three entities as to where they need to concentrate their efforts to try to remove I&I out of the system. So
Thank you.
that's all I have.
Well, what's the timeline on, I forgot to ask you earlier on that flow monitoring, when will we have information completed? How long will it take?
It's three, the flow monitors are actually in place and has begun, but it should be 3 months.
3 months?
Depending on the weather, because we actually do need rain for this, at this portion of it, support the work, for us to monitor. So depending on the rain, it could be 3 months, it could be 4 months.
I forgot to ask you earlier. Thank you. Nothing else. Number 17, Mr. Davis, do you have anything to address us on?
First of all, Mr. Chairman, let me congratulate you on your reelection.
Thank you.
It's nice to hear. I know you do an outstanding job, as do all the supervisors. I really don't
I
have
think I do a better job, but I mean, that's just, I'm being biased.
I'm not gonna, I'm not
Go into
gonna,
this.
I'm not gonna
I'm
engage in
kidding.
that discussion, huh? I've been here a long time.
I'm
I
still
think-
I'm
wait a
still
minute.
learning.
Hey, Bob and Rick, how old is Mr. Scott and how old
Well,
about me?
Bob started when I was born,
Yeah.
so I'm still learning.
But,
Thank you.
I really don't have anything to report. Do any of the supervisors have any questions that they'd like me to address?
I have nothing.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'll make my favorite motion to adjourn 4:31. Do I have a second?
This is one thing we agree on, I'll second it.
On the roll call, Mr. Scott, yes. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Vernon?
Yes.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.